Assalamu alaikum everybody, hope you guys are well and a very warm welcome back to another video here on the Arabic with Sam channel. Every Sunday we're going to be doing these videos where we're covering just another question that's come in from the students in the Arabic in 60 Steps program. You know, a lot of you guys know actually that I have this very special little phone, and all of the questions that any of the students on the program ever have in their lives, they can message this phone. That's the only job that this phone has in the world. And so that's obviously something really cool about the program, that students get that. But when questions come in, I think it's nice for us on Sundays just to do this little series. And every Sunday, I'll just answer a really common question. Sometimes they'll be quite short. I think this video will be relatively short. Or sometimes we'll do like a workshop on a particular topic if we need to kind of inject a bit more knowledge and context onto a particular concept that students come across. So last week, we did a workshop on the plurals. And I think that went down really well. So what we have today is a question about what is meant by non-human plurals. You know, quite often we talk about words that are non-human plural. We treat them as grammatically singular. Let me build a little bit more context around that, because there sounds like quite a bit of jargon that's come out of my face about that. Okay, so usually the rule is that whenever we have a noun and an adjective, they need to agree in these four different things, right? And one of them is gender. Okay, so for example, if we say the house and we say the big needs to agree with it in gender, right? If we say, but when we come to say the houses, because house is not a human, houses aren't humans, so we treat it as feminine singular, right? So for example, we have the word el-buyutu, meaning the houses. If we're going to say the big houses, we'll say el-buyutu al-kabiratu, right? We're saying el-kabiratu, right? We're using the feminine for kabira because el-buyut is non-human plural, right? So some students, they kind of think that idea is a bit abstract, and they're right. It is a bit abstract, especially for us, people who speak English. And so I wanted to kind of explain that a little bit more and just give some more examples of that. So firstly, what do we mean by non-human plural? I mean, what we really mean is something that is not conscious of Allah, right? That's kind of more broad, because sometimes students notice examples in the Quran when Allah talks about the angels, but doesn't treat them as feminine singular, even though they're not humans, right? But it's because they are capable of taqwa, like they are capable of being aware of Allah. Same with the Jinn as well. Same with the Jinn. Like a lot of students notice in the Quran when Allah uses that, Allah doesn't refer to them as in the feminine singular, right? It refers to them as the plural. And it's because they can have God consciousness. And even like in poetry and stuff sometimes, like if you ever come across in poetry, you might hear something like الجبال يتكلمون, right? Just for an example, I haven't heard that anywhere, but you might hear that in poetry. You might hear something like the mountains speak, right? But in that case, it's because they're personifying the mountains, right? Why you do that? It's not so much that it's a mistake in Arabic to treat non-human things like that, but it just has a different meaning, right? Like if you're going to say that the I don't know, if you were to treat the buyut, for example, rather than saying el buyutul kabiratu, for saying the big houses, if you were to say something like el buyutul kibaru, right, the big houses, and use the word kibar, the way that would describe humans, you're implying really that the houses are human somehow, right? Okay, so that's really what it is, right? There's a few examples in the Quran. Maybe we'll just go over them briefly. So one of them that's just on top of my head, about the malaika, about the angels. Allah says, "Ja'ilil malaikati rusulan." You know that Allah makes the angels as rusul, right? Allah makes the angels as messengers. Uli ajnihatin mathna wa thulatha wa ruba', right? There's this ayah in Surah Fatir that you can check out, inshallah. When Allah doesn't describe the angels as a feminine singular messenger, right? Uses the plural rusul. With the jinn as well, right? So قُلْ أُوحِيَ إِلَيَّ أَنَّهُ اسْتَمَعَ نَفَرٌ مِنَ الْجِنِّ, right? That there's a نَفَرٌ مِنَ الْجِنِّ, there's a group of the jinn. قَالُوا سَمِعْنَا الْقُرْآنَ عَجَبًا. سَمِعْنَا قُرْآنًا عَجَبًا, sorry. So like even the jinn, قَالُوا, right? We're using the plural, right, to talk about the jinn. Okay, so that's just a little bit of background on what we mean by non-human plural, just for us to expand on that a little bit. So just for some examples, okay, which is obviously really useful. So el-buyutul kabiratu is obviously an example we've had a few times. So the big houses. Maybe we have something like have something like الكتب, right? الكتب العربية, right? الكتب is obviously books aren't humans, right? الكتب, and then we'd say العربية, they're the Arabic books, right? If they're books that are in Arabic, then that's how you'd word it. Or if we say something like the plural of madrasa, right, for a school, if we say المدارس كبيرة, right? Or المدارس عظيمة. The schools are great. Right? If you're talking about some schools that are عظيم for some reason, they have some greatness for some reason. So that's just kind of a little bit more of a background with a couple of examples on what we mean by non-human plurals, some usage in the Quran, and as well as just some demonstration of how we use that. So that's everything for this really quick little video. We're going to be doing this probably every Sunday when little questions come in. Some of them will be very quick, some of them will be a bit more in depth and go a bit deeper into some of the others. But that's everything for this video. If you enjoyed it, and I hope you did, please don't forget to like and share it, and never forget to subscribe to the channel. Assalamu alaikum.